everybody, how we doing out there? Doc Severson here with you. We also have Mav coming to you from the left coast of the United States. And hello, everybody, to Ready Set Live here on March 27th, 2019. And hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, and we're in the midweek. We are just over the hump here, and got a number of things going on, which we'll talk about today, and we will also take your questions. If you are watching us, let us know that everything is coming through, okay? Looks like it's being broadcast, so I'm just assuming, fingers crossed, that we're good to go. And so, yeah, we have a little bit of a delay here, so I will look for any comments to make sure some thumbs up would be good. Okay, so what's going on this week? Little bit of a rally going on today. I'm looking over at another set of monitors, and actually the market looks pretty healthy just when we were giving up on it yesterday. Bitcoin itself is up about 2%, so that's not a bad little pop. And let's see, what else do we have? We have, I saw EOS was up a bunch. Even Ethereum is up 3.5%, so that's not a little pop. I don't, Mav, I don't know if you know of anything that's going on to cause all this price discovery, but yeah, EOS token is getting it on. It's up big time today, up 12%. And even Digitex is up against overhead supply. I'll talk about that one in just a minute. Digitex is going to be doing an interview. So Adam Todd's going to be doing an interview next week, and we get to interview him the week after that. So we will have him here on the Ready Set Crypto YouTube channel probably in about 2 weeks from now. So I'm looking forward to that. I am going to be working with the people with our Omnia community room and gathering questions for Adam, so that we're going to ask him about that and see what's on his mind and see what he intends to do. There's a number of things that are very trader specific, just in terms of the price discovery, how the market makers are going to operate, how the peg system works, a number of things that we're going to pose questions to him. So it should be a really good session. And of course, we're looking forward about a month from now to getting the interface in our hands. They're supposedly going to release. And right now, again, the price is popping up against resistance. Must mean that they feel that they're going to release on time. So, hello, everybody. If everything is working okay, give us a thumbs up. I'm not sure. We're sort of talking out into space here, so you never know if this is working or not. But that's what's going on. I'm wrapping up the futures class. I just finished up the BitMEX module, which was a bear. That is a very difficult interface to figure out. It's I call it a weapon of mass destruction. It is a weaponized trading interface. It, I think, is very harmful to most retail traders that don't really truly understand what you're doing with it, because they almost beg you, they almost invite you to over leverage your account, which is a very, very bad thing. So I've taken great pains in the class module for this to make sure that people are using it in as safe a manner as possible. Start slow before you turn on the gas. Let that engine warm up a little bit before you put the beans to it. So, Mav, what you got going on there from the West Coast?
Oh yeah, just enjoying a little bit of a crypto pop here. Doesn't look to be more than anything. It's technical in nature, it looks like, but yeah, no, it's good to see that we're getting some of these just bounces and successive rallies of alts, and you got breakout stars. It's just, yeah, this is what we've been waiting for. It's been 14 months of agony and just pain, and I think people are just ready for something to happen, even if it's getting back to a volatile market that just goes up and down like this. Cool, something better than stagnation. So yeah, I think the pieces are moving, as I kind of covered in the YouTube video today. Apple releasing its Apple Card is getting people to recognize that there's this financial future, this financial engineering that's going on right now, that is looking to build a better economy, build a better structure of financial institutions and services and things of that sort. So, no, Apple isn't directly responsible for that, but they're a sign of the times, the zeitgeist or whatever, to show people that there's a better way. We can build something that is more egalitarian and more inclusive and just better represents the needs of people and what they want, and really just brings finances into this century, because a lot of what goes on behind the scenes is it's not pretty. it's there's a lot of bureaucracy and red tape and just slow, archaic systems. And yeah, it's time to modernize our financial systems. So it's really exciting to see that we're starting to move in the right direction. It's going to take time. It's going to take more patience and just working with the system and getting companies like Apple to help bridge people into this new era of financial inclusiveness. But that's what we're here for. That's what we've wanted, and so it's cool to see that happening. So I think things are on the up and up. So it's good.
You've got to tell us the backstory on the candles behind you.
Well, given this is my first live stream and really video from my new apartment in California here, I wanted to be very welcoming and invite you into my home, and no better way to do that than some scented candles. That's my opinion. So it also kind of smelled kind of weird in here when I moved in, so I'm just aerating it out.
Yeah, you never know what happened down in your little murder dungeon down there.
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay, we'll keep it. Hey guys, if you have any questions, if there's anything you guys want us to bring up, let us know. Just type into the chat window and say hello, and let us know what's on your mind. If there's anything. Hey, so Mav, tell us about your next class coming up.
Right. So my big focus recently has been, just kind of like how I was rambling there for a little bit, like what is sort of the future of finance? What is the future of just what are we working towards? It's all well and good for us to be saying, like new world order and, paradigm shifts and web 3.0 and blockchain 4.0 and all this stuff, all this talking. But I want to get down to brass tacks. I want to see, like, what are we actually making progress on? What are we actually doing as it relates to the future of the economy and how just these conventions that I think are changing right now very subtly. And so, yes, partially, this is why we're starting to look at Ready Set Crypto and our role in terms of vision as these three pillars, really, of the new digital economy, the token economy, if you will. You've got crypto as being a very important piece of that. The ideals and the tenets of cryptocurrency, big, huge, really still kind of new, and a lot of people are still waking up to what crypto represents, but it's there, and people can use it, and they are. And as I talked about yesterday, Venezuela is a great example of that. Like there is use cases for cryptocurrency today, and we're still tweaking the knobs and figuring things out, but it's there, and it has potential, and we'll continue to do so. The other pillar that I've talked about a lot recently is STOs, security token offerings, what they represent in terms of a fundraising model, a capital formation model that is agnostic of, basically having you can have a private offering. You can say, I want to build a company, I want to fundraise for a company, and you can go out to a global pool of liquidity to do so. That's huge. That does not happen today. The idea of tokenizing real estate and assets and things of that sort, very new conventions, very exciting stuff to see. So crypto SDOs love it. I think these are tenets or pillars of the future. But the third one that we've been sort of covering, sort of teasing, sort of working around recently is DeFi, or decentralized finance. And that seems like a very blasé term, but really it does speak to the essence of what it represents. DeFi is taking these things, these protocol, or things like retail banking, and turning them into online protocols that anyone can access, anyone can utilize, and it's much more streamlined, much more with the times, and not governed on the morals or conventions of what like banks operate by. And this, I think, is very exciting stuff. I think this is really where we start to see disruption in the near term. When we are able to replace the functionality of a retail bank in a series of online protocols that are much cheaper and much more I don't know, just pay better. That's exciting stuff, and I think people are not even really aware of what's going on with all this stuff. And there's a true ecosystem that's being built right now, just as compelling as the crypto ecosystem, just as compelling as the security token ecosystem. So where I'm coming from this is trying to help people understand the opportunity, understand the challenges, understand how to utilize DeFi to achieve financial freedom, look to replace their banking, or entertain some interesting concepts such as collateralized debt positions and lending and things of this sort, and really to make some passive income, and really take advantage of this ecosystem that just like security tokens, being first to the table is extremely advantageous, and you have the opportunity to do so. So I think it's really exciting stuff. And so I'm really excited to bring this class to people, and show them, look how cool this is. Look how big of an opportunity this is. You need to pay attention to DeFi, because it is going to be the dominant rhetoric for the rest of this year and going forward. And really, between security tokens and DeFi, I think this is the use case that Ethereum has really been looking for after this sort of flash in the pan that was the ICO boom and bust. So this is really cool stuff to see in terms of the future of the space, and the future of the largest projects in the space, and how they're going to utilize this technology, or try to implement it, etc. So yeah, I'm really excited to bring this class to you guys, and hope I can do a good job to show you what it is and how to use it. But yeah, stay tuned. So
Cool. We got a question here from Carlos, was asking, what do you guys think about the Bitwise report and how CoinMarketCap responded?
Ooh, let's check it out. Okay. Yeah. So there's been a lot of news recently regarding fake trading volume, and that's been sort of a hot button issue. And like, this shouldn't be news to anyone. If you look at the top cryptocurrency exchange volumes, on CoinMarketCap, so we're going to look at what Bitwise is calling out. It's pretty obvious it's fake. They do volume things like, just crazy, just it doesn't happen like that. It's not natural, or they just don't have a lot of volume to begin with. So I don't know. It definitely is an issue. It definitely is something that needs to be rectified if this industry wants to be taken more seriously. But this is also something that it's not going to be something that is as simple as turning on a switch or banning certain characteristics of. There's a lot of depth and complexity to this issue, because it's inherent in sort of the open and trustless nature of this industry is to have bad actors and people who are going to utilize the tenets of the space in a negative way. So yeah, that was sort of a roundabout answer to say I kind of agree with Bitwise, but I also kind of want to defend CoinMarketCap here because it goes both ways. I don't know. So hopefully that sort of speaks to what you're asking about. I don't know. I hope that we can, as we start to see shared volume between exchanges and better custodial solutions and better just more institutions coming on board and more regulation and more just signs that we're a cohesive real industry, that these sorts of problems will start to iron themselves out. But yes, this is to me the signs of a nascent industry. I have to remind people all the time that this industry is only 10 years old, and really we've only been taking it seriously for a small part of that. This is it's still getting off the ground, and to judge it against something like a very mature market like S&P or whatever is just folly, because this is we're still building things here. There's still it's still, we're in our awkward teenage years, if you will. So it's going to take some time, but yeah, hopefully I kind of addressed what you're asking about.
Yeah. Hey, Red. We got people waving at us, so wanted to acknowledge. I guess my take on that is that I don't really care about it that much. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if people were accurate in terms of the volume that they're reporting, because there's different standards out there. But price is price. As long as the price is really the ultimate arbiter that we really care about. And as long as we're focused on price and what price discovery is doing in the market, that's what really counts. Because at the end of the day, either we're buying low and selling high, or selling high, buy low. Everything else is ancillary to that.
Yeah. So there's a question about Nash. I met Nash, or I met some of the Nash team at Neo DevCon. Really cool people. I definitely understand the hype. Am I hyped on it? Kind of. I think it's good for the overall ecosystem to continue to see this push towards just more like secure exchanges, especially after what was it, Quadriga CX,
the Vancouver thing.
Right. So that definitely puts the emphasis on getting back to not your keys, not your crypto. You got to make sure that if you're dealing with an exchange, that you're in control, or if you are dealing with such centralized exchange, that you're doing so in small positions, or just be careful with that. But yeah, Nash is so far as what they've claimed, they're not going to hold your funds. You'll always be able to withdraw or deposit your funds, even if the network is down. They'll never stop you from withdrawing or depositing your coins. They're a regulated security in Liechtenstein, so they're compliant and will continue to comply with however many users that they aim to get on board, and they aim to be able to trade in the U.S. But yeah, I don't know. I think the narrative that they're setting and the continued push towards these centralized exchanges is a worthwhile one. There's still sticking points about it in terms of usability and just unfortunately centralized exchanges are just going to be easier to use for a long time. But I don't know. It's cool to see that they're moving forward, and it's been a long time coming. I've been following Nex for like the last 2 years, I feel, and I still don't know if I like them over Switch.io or what, but yeah, I'll definitely be playing with them when they launch. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know. Don't have any more opinions than that.
Hey, guys, if there's any more questions, let us know. We'll be here for about another 10 minutes or so. So let us know if there's anything else that's on your mind. Hey, Mav, what is the latest update on version 3 of the portfolio?
Yes. So this is something both Checkmate and I are working on, and what we're trying to do here, for people who don't know the history or whatever. Version one of our portfolio was very altcoin focused. It was tiered into four tiers based on risk allocation, based on just our risk profile of these coins, and it did the best it could to do stop losses and try to identify short term versus long term. It was a good I think a good first stab at having an altcoin portfolio, and it did pretty well until the market started to kind of do its thing. So version two of our portfolio was meant to kind of speak to that, to be a little bit more focused on the big top 20 coins, and do the best we could to beat or match the market. And for the most part, we succeeded in that venture. It still, was a net negative, portfolio, unfortunately, just because of the nature of the market. But it was with the right intentions, and we there was still a V2 altcoin portfolio as well, but that was less managed.
Most of the
So
coins I never entered in because they were all in downtrends.
yeah, exactly. So V3 is meant to be more of a community driven portfolio. So Checkmate has been circulating a form for people to enter suggestions in terms of what we should consider for the portfolio, what we should democratically kind of add. And really, this is our opportunity to build something that's bigger than just me sitting here saying, "Yep, these are 20 coins we think are really interesting. You should definitely
Sitting in your
check."
throne with like the flames coming out, like, I
Yeah,
pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
right, right. Yeah, I think it's more important that we start to foster the sense of community investment and community, just back and forth, and really, continue to build a better portfolio dynamically through democratic allocation. I think there's a lot to like about that. And then furthermore, we're going to do a much better job of segmenting the portfolio, diversifying into different sectors. As I talked about earlier during the stream, our big thing right now is the three pillars: crypto, STOs, and DeFi. And we will have portfolio, segments of the portfolio devoted to those different assets, and how we risk evaluate them, and based on what we want to get into. And what's interesting too is that you'll be able to break each of these little segments down into their own respective portfolio. So if you just wanted to trade security tokens, for example, to have that as its own representative little slice of the pie, that I think is very interesting. We'll also be diversifying into other assets that we deem noteworthy and mentionable. Checkmate is very intent on having gold as a potential asset in the portfolio as well. So we're really trying to diversify risk. We're really trying to do this in a much more comprehensive way that sort of speaks to the need to build something that is community owned and community driven, rather than just the aims and goals of one person. I think that's much more with the times, especially as we start to move in the directions that I talked about earlier. Where we want to take this, if you've been a part of our STO calls, where we want to take this is eventually building this into something a little bit more, with a little bit more girth to it. Building this eventually into something that people can participate in, and is that through tokenization or through some sort of investment fund? Still determining, but I met with some people, and we're starting to get the ball rolling on that. So I don't want to promise anything, but at the same time, I want to seed that to say, my intention, what I've always done with Ready Set Crypto, is try to look out for people that, why are we in this space to begin with? because we don't feel represented by the current crop of financial institutions, the system overall, and we want to build something better. Yes, there's a profit incentive, obviously, but I think the core tenets of this space speak to the fact that the little person has felt left behind by the way that things are moving right now. So I've always wanted to build that into what I do with my YouTube channels. I look out for those topics that I think are underrepresented and need perspective. I always want to speak to the people that need help and need education and just feel left behind by how complex everything is. And yeah, with the way that we were going to build whatever investment vehicle that we aim to build, I want to be as inclusive as possible, because the last thing I want is for us to be seen as some sort of secret fund or holier than thou, or like the
we'll distribute the secret handshake in the Discord room.
Yeah, exactly. No, I want to be inclusive, as it relates to our portfolio and how we do it, as it relates to, building out some sort of shared fund. These are things that I think are extremely important to demonstrate and to show to people that Ready Set Crypto is about, this sort of sense of community, is about the real, spirit of crypto, and not about just making a quick buck or just trying to, I don't know. I think there's a better way. I felt there's always been a better way. That's why we didn't take any ICO money, even though there was a lot thrown at us if we wanted to. I felt that we need to, as it relates to running something like this, trust is more important than capital to me. Trust of the community, trust of our reputation and what it is we do every day, much more important long term than just trying to hoard a bunch of money. So yeah, that's my motivation behind this, and I hope you guys are here for the ride as well. But it's really exciting to be it really is an honor and privilege to do this every day and to do this for you guys. And we want to push the space forward. We want to push the industry forward in a way that's meaningful and is representative of the people that comprise it. So anyways, yeah, long-winded answer, but hopefully you kind of understand the motivations, because just like the blockchain, we want to be open and transparent and honest with you. So yep, yeah, cool.
Hey, I'm just getting alert on Neo is breaking a trend line. That's pretty cool. Ooh. Hey guys, we're gonna shake and bake here. We're gonna take off because we got some newsletters to write as well as everything else. But want to remind you guys to show up on Friday. I'm going to be doing a trade school. So for those of you that are Omnia members, I will be doing a trade school. Look for that link in the Discord room. And guess what? It's going to be part 2 of BitMEX, because I need to correct some of the things that I talked about last week. It is a confusing interface, and it's I got it wrong the first time. So yeah. Part 2, I'm going to talk about how to risk manage. I'm going to show you the tool that I built for you guys that is in the program, and we'll walk through a couple of examples and get it on. So if you're using BitMEX, make sure you attend Friday morning's trade school. All cool. Right. We are going to, we're going to take off. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and we are Ready Set Crypto. You guys have a great evening, and we'll see you soon. Take care now.
Take care, guys. Cheers. Aside from my soul.